When it comes to the measurement and calculation of targets and scores in enterprise development, there's a massive challenge because the way that Code 600 was written, it leaves it open not just for interpretation but also for different measurement approaches. The code states that you must always use the average contributions, which means that if you make a contribution of 10 Rand in the first year, 10 Rand in the second year, and 10 Rand in the third year, you add the tens up, that's 10, 10, and 10, which is 30, and you divide by 3, which means your average contribution is 10 Rand. And then it says you must then measure that against the target, but the target is where the complication comes in because the target has three elements to it. The first element is that it could be 3% of net profit after tax from this year or last year, it doesn't state, or it could be the average target, which is 3% of net profit after tax for the years over the measurement period divided by the number of years, the same as the contributions. And then if you make a loss, either in the last year or on average over the last 5 years, you then have to use the industry norms which are provided by Stats SA. So when you look at this, there's a potential to have a number of different targets depending on which methodology you use. So it's really important to engage either with a consultant and or a verification agency to make sure your targets are accurate. Preferably if you can the year in advance, so you would know what your target net profit after tax is, because that gives you a year to deliver your program. Remember, you have to deliver your program within the measurement period. So by the time the year is up, when you've actually found out what your target is, you must have actually made the contributions. So managing that can be a bit of a challenge. But the measurement in terms of enterprise development is standardly cumulative. That means that you cannot do an annual measurement. Some verification agencies in the early days of BE were offering an annual measurement, which means you just take 3% of NPAT for the year you're in and measure it against your contributions in that year. The codes clearly state cumulative. ABVA, the Association of BE Verification Agencies, has backed that up and said it's cumulative, so no annual measurements can be made. Everything must be made cumulatively from the commencement date, and that is another question. The commencement date hasn't been defined in the codes. So some verification agencies are saying that it's it's February 2007, because that was the inception date of the codes. Other verification agencies are saying there was a transition period when the codes were gazetted where you could do narrow-based BE because there were no verification agencies to measure broad-based BE. And that transformation or transition period was in effect until August 2008, which means that you could start, potentially, you could start your cumulative measurement from August 2008 rather than February 2008, which is obviously a smaller target. So these are all issues that we need to iron out over time with the powers that be, the DTI, SANIS, and ABVA, and the NABC, the guys who look after consultants. But for now, you need to deal with your consultant, your verification agency, and just make sure it's in line with their interpretations.